And if there was a consequence,
sounds good.
if the NFL had punished these guys in some way, if Leonard Fournette dropped from the 5th pick in the draft to, say, the 35th pick in the draft, well, then that would be different.
All right, Rob, I'm going to hit the intro.
That would be different. But NFL teams have acted like player skipping bowl games is not even a minor infraction. It's not an infraction at all.
Roncalli Rebels basketball on CBS Sports 1430. Powered by Marian University, Ortho Indy, Chick-fil-A, St. Vincent, Glendon Roachford, Steve's Flowers and Gifts, Beck Service Center, McDonald's, Indiana Members Credit Union, and Roncalli High School. Rob Brown is on the call. It's time for the McDonald's pregame show.
And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roncalli Rebels basketball here on the Rebel Media Network, CBS Sports 1430, and YouTube. Tonight, we come to you from the Woodshed. Rob Brown and Nick Michael with you. Rivalry game for you this evening on a Saturday night in December. Roncalli 1-4 on the year, taking on 0-5 Scecina Memorial. Both these teams hungry for a win. The Rebels have dropped 3 straight. Scecina is still looking for a win after losing at home last night by 8 to Speedway. So, Nick, we look at this matchup tonight for the Rebels. Rebels losing 2 last weekend here at home against Decatur Central on Friday night by 10. Tough loss on the road the following night on Saturday night at Whiteland by 4. Rebels were in both of those games, had leads in the fourth quarter in both of those games. And has it been the situation pretty much all year long? In the 4 losses, all of them have been winnable games in the fourth quarter, but the Rebels just are still learning and finding their way and figuring out how to close games.
Yeah, and as we're going to talk about, the lack of experience is huge there, because when you get some guys on the floor that know how to finish games, that know how to take it down in the last few minutes and just find a way to score, then you really have a good chance to win, especially in some of these tight games that Roncalli is finding themselves in a lot of their matchups. So I think that they need to find a player or two where you can always count on for some of those baskets. Maybe it's Johnny Brunk, maybe it's Jacob Denny. I don't know, but I do know that if they're going to want to win some of those close games, they're going to need to find someone like that.
Well, Brunk had a career-high 20 points in the win, or the loss, I should say, at Whiteland last Saturday night. Rebels shot a ton of three-pointers. They hit a season-high 11. They took 30, which is the highest single-game total that they've attempted in over 12 seasons. So we'll see if that unfolds tonight. I think a lot of it depends upon what kind of defense that Scecina shows Roncalli, and we'll get into that more as we get into keys later on in the pregame show. But I know Michael Wantz is pleased with the shot selection his team has taken in the first 5 games, and certainly pleased with the 46% overall field goal percentage.
Yeah, and sometimes people look at stat sheets and they say, wow, 33s, they're probably just chucking them up from deep. But it is a lot of analyzing the defense, because when you are playing teams that go into like a 2-3 zone or maybe even a 1-3-1, you do end up with a lot of open looks from the outside, and that's what the defense wants. They want you to take those shots from the outside and hope that you miss them. So if Roncalli can keep executing, keep finding ways to find holes in the defense, and they'll have a good chance tonight.
Well, as we do each and every game in the McDonald's pregame show, prior to airtime, we caught up with Rebel head coach Michael Wantz to get his thoughts on the matchup tonight with Scecina, as well as over the weekend in the game against Whiteland, and how the week of practice went for this Rebel club. Here was that conversation.
We're here with Rebels head coach Michael Wantz. Rebels at home tonight, taking on Scecina Memorial, annual rivalry game. Before we get into the matchup tonight, let's go back. Last weekend, 2 games for your team, 2 chances to win, 2 games that got away in the fourth quarter. The Whiteland game, 4-point loss, 64-60. You hit a season-high 11 threes. I know you said after the game when we spoke on air that there were a lot of things that you saw from the game that you liked. As you had a chance to sleep on it, look at the tape, what were your impressions of the game?
Yeah, Whiteland just felt a little better, looked a little better. And I know sometimes that can feel just that way because you make shots, but I felt like the ball was moving a lot. Our defense was a little bit better. I thought our attention to detail in the walkthrough was better. So maybe the shots were falling because of all that and not the other way around. So, but again, just a little bit of a scoring lull and just transition threes, 2 big transition threes where we didn't find guys was just kind of our downfall there.
You had a whole week to get ready for this game and to clean up some stuff on your end. I know you like to, in those situations, at the beginning of the week, you like to focus on yourselves. What were maybe the 2 or 3 points of emphasis early in the week?
Yeah, we had a great day of film on I think we shot on Monday and watched quite a bit of film on Tuesday. And our theme was like, the things that we're doing poorly are simple things. Making sure we get our post touches, talking on defense, executing the plays. Like, we're not asking these guys to do a lot of things that are difficult. We just need to do the simple things better, and I think we can get this back on track.
Scecina Memorial, the opponent tonight, they made a coaching change in the offseason. Scott Miller came over from the Indiana Math and Science Academy. I know you had a chance to see them last night. What sorts of things did you see from them different from maybe what Scecina had shown you in the past?
Maybe not playing as quite a frenetic pace, but they still want to push the pace. They still want to trap a little bit more slower maybe in their offense. But, they haven't won either. We've only won 1, so both teams are a little bit desperate tonight. So we'll see if they kind of come out and try and get after us. We need to make sure we take care of the ball and then keep their drivers in front of us as well.
What sorts of things do you need to do well offensively tonight?
Yeah, if we can just take care of the ball, we're shooting it really well. If we can just make sure we get a shot each time, and Speedway last night had a ton of offensive rebounds. So if we can just get a shot up on the glass, either knock it in or maybe have a chance with our size to get a second chance opportunity, we have to do that rather than turning it over to them.
Rebels taking on Scecina tonight, only game this week here at the Woodshed. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Rob.
That's Rebels head coach Michael Wantz. We'll be back after this on CBS Sports 1430.
University wants to know, what are you made of? At Marian University, our students are made of character and faith. Our students are service-minded and want to make a difference in the world. Our students possess the skills and intellect required of leaders. Come to Marian University, Indy's premier Catholic university, and let us help you find out what you're made of. You can apply for free today at marian.edu.
Schedule online anytime. Getting an appointment with Ascension Care Teams at St. Vincent just got easier with online scheduling. Now you don't have to break away from your day to book the care you need when and where you need it. No matter where you are or what you're up to, whether you're a new patient or if you've been here before, just pick the appointment that works for you.
Circle City Conference matchup up above. Covenant Christian is there to take on the Braves. Franklin Central still looking for its first win there at New Pal. Guerin on the road at Lafayette Jeff.
Sports medicine group in Indiana,
Tech is at Cathedral, and Speedway is hosting Greenwood. And we turn our attention now on the McDonald's pregame show with this 1-4 Rebel team taking on 0-5 Scecina Memorial to see what Nick has on his mind for tonight's keys to the game.
Looks like.
Well, first off, for Roncalli, I feel like we talked about it earlier in the pregame show. They need to close out this game, especially if it's close. They need to find a way to finish out this game because they can't afford to drop another one, especially if it's close. But I think they need to keep putting up good shots. They need to find open looks that they like, that they want to take, not taking just what the defense gives them, but what they want. They need to play their game tonight. For Scecina, they need to pick it up on defense a little bit. They're averaging 71 points against per game, which is an extremely high number for high school basketball. So Roncalli has shown they can knock it down. So if they give Roncalli too many open shots, then it's going to be over fast.
Well, you look at that points allowed, and certainly, Nick, that number jumps off the page. Early in the season, good statistics and bad statistics are going to get skewed a little bit because of the small sample size, but you can't look past the fact that Covenant Christian, a team that Roncalli held to 61 points and lost at the buzzer on the road, Covenant Christian scored 101 on Scecina last Saturday in a game that the Covenant Christian won by 27 points.
I don't know what defense they were playing that gave up 101 points, but obviously they should not stick with it because I can't even imagine giving up 101 points in a high school basketball game.
Well, Covenant Christian wants to play fast, and to the Rebels' credit, in that 61-59 loss, Roncalli was able to control the tempo and get the game played at the pace that they want and not what Covenant wants. But certainly, Scecina has struggled defensively here in the early part of the season. This is the 67th meeting all-time between these two programs. Rebels lead the all-time series 42-24. Scecina, though, has won 2 straight and 3 of the last 5. Rebels are 22-6 all-time against Scecina here at the Woodshed. Scecina won in their last visit here 2 seasons ago. That was a 1-point win, 44-43. And with that win, Scecina snapped a 22-game losing streak here at the Woodshed. That was a streak that ran all the way back to 1977. So Scecina went almost 40 years without winning in this building. They'll try and win 2 straight tonight. And Roncalli, on the other hand, will try and get back in the win column and snap this 3-game losing streak, which is the longest since February of 2017. Rebels are 1-4 for the first time since 2013-14, and trying to avoid what would be the program's first 4-game losing streak since the 03-04 season. Tonight's game is the final game of our broadcast week. Busy week next week, though. We'll have 4 games for you. We'll have 2 girls' games on the road next week. Both of them tall orders for Stan Benge's Lady Rebel Club, which won easily last night. Nick and I were there at Rebuff Jesuit, 52-15. Lady Rebels winning to go 7-3 on the season. But they'll be at Lawrence North on Wednesday night and Ben Davis on Friday night. 2 challenging road games for the Lady Rebels heading into the Christmas holiday. And then Michael Wantz's team will head south to Floyd Central on Saturday morning to take on the Highlanders, the number 3 ranked team in the state, at 11:30. And then they'll come back and play Lanesville, a 1A school from Southern Indiana, later in the afternoon at 4 o'clock. And Nick, we'll talk more about it in the postgame show, but that Floyd Central game is interesting in that Floyd Central lost only 3 games last year. 2 of them were to New Albany and Romeo Langford, once in the sectional final. Floyd Central has won 22 straight at home. The last team to beat Floyd Central on their floor is Roncalli 2 years ago in the holiday tournament when Christian Stewart and Colin Sonderman both earned all tournament honors.
Yeah, Roncalli has a tough order in front of them. The number 3 team in the state is not something you can just look past, obviously, but I think they need to get in a groove tonight because you cannot wait until you go to their place to try and get into a flow.
Absolutely, yeah. The momentum you establish tonight, you hope you carry that through into the holidays and take that with you down to Southern Indiana with a win and not a loss. We're going to take our final break here on the McDonald's pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the lineup and the tip for tonight's game between 1-4 Roncalli and 0-5 Scecina Memorial. It's live, it's at the Woodshed, and it's up next after this 2-minute pause on CBS Sports 1430.
folks, it's Ben Stallings from Beck Service Center. As longtime supporters of Roncalli High School, we are proud to back the Rebel Athletic teams, fine arts department, and academic teams. As excellence abounds on the grounds of Roncalli, that is how we approach the automotive repair business.
White, the second guard, 5'7", a junior. Jackson Wall, 6 foot, a senior. On the front line, Darian Tandy, a 6'3" senior, and Jalen Linton, a 6'2" senior. Scott Miller is the head coach in his first season at Scecina Memorial. He's 0-5, 37-40 overall in 4 seasons, including 2 at Bethesda Christian and last season at Indiana Math and Science. He's assisted by Peter Berg and Mike Mendez. For the Rebels, 11 in the scorebook tonight. On the guard line, Johnny Brock, 6'2", a sophomore, averaging 11.5 points per game, one of 3 double-figure scores. Jacob Denny, a 6'2" senior, leading scorer at 13.8 per game. The third guard, Anthony Donahue, 6'2" sophomore, averaging 10.2 per contest. On the front line, Aiden Looney, 6'3", a junior, averaging 6 points and a team-high 6 rebounds per game. And Daniel Asher in the middle, 6'7", the junior, averaging 6.8 points per game. Michael Watts, the head coach, 242 and 121 is his record in 17 seasons, winningest coach in school history. Assisted by Ian Brown, John Hasty, Jamin Werke, and Justin Agresta. Tonight's officials, Jeff Green, Brian Elliott, and Mike Fuqua. Rebels in the home whites. Royal blue script Roncalli, script Rebels across the chest, red numerals with the navy trim and the red cross R on the hip. Scecina in the traveling maroon uniforms, gold Scecina script across the chest, and the gold numbers with the white trim. It's Linton and Asher to jump it up. Jeff Green's in center circle, set to go. Ball in the air, and the back tap's controlled by the Rebels. Bronk on the point. Scecina in a zone to start off with. Now man-to-man. They'll play man to start. That's a little surprising. Bronk has the basketball.
I'm giving it to Asher.
Asher has it on the wing, over to Looney. Back to Asher on the wing. Pull up from the elbow is too strong. Rebound tapped. Looney took it away. Bronk fakes the three out front. Back to Looney on the wing. Aiden for three. Too long on the back of the iron, and the rebound picked up off the floor, and a bump at the half-court line on Denny. Linton first to the basketball, and Denny takes the foul, his first, and the team's first. A couple good looks on that possession, especially Looney's.
Yep.
Three from the wing.
Well, I noticed that Daniel Asher had about a 5-inch advantage on the guy who's covering him, so if I'm Roncalli, I'm going to him in the low post.
They have no one on the roster over 6'3", Scecina. In the corner, Tandy, he took 20 shots last night. Had 18 points in that 8-point loss to Speedway. Linton out front, over to White. He's played by Donahue. White stands just 5'7", the junior, and he turned it over, double dribble. So Scecina turns it over.
Yeah, I think that Roncalli has been doing a good job on defense recently. They've definitely caused some unforced turnovers like that one you just saw there, but Roncalli needs to keep up the defensive pressure tonight because it's going to be really important.
Denny attacks the rim and draws the foul on Tandy. Jacob did not attempt a free throw on Saturday. Despite that, he has a team-high 29 free throw attempts in 5 games. That's a lot.
That's a big part of his game is driving it in and getting fouled.
I would contend it's the best part of his game.
Probably.
Although he has added a three-point shot, which he did not have last year. He's 8 out of 16 from the arc. Measures the first free throw on the way and good. And the Rebels are on the board first with 6:49 left in period 1 from the woodshed. One more for the senior Denny. Has the wrap on the left knee. Up and in. 2-0 the score. Fulmore is the point guard for this team. He had a team-high 19 last night and was 3 for 6 from the arc. Wall out front between the circles. Gives over to Tandy. Denny draws him, as is usually the case. Denny draws the toughest defensive assignment, unless it's a post player. Tandy's a wing attacker, much like Denny. Fulmore on the left side against Brunk, into the paint. Scoop shot is off the window and in. Little English on that one, and Tandy ties the game. Make that Fulmore, beg your pardon. 2-2 the score. Little full court pressure by the Crusaders. Brunk into the forecourt to Denny. Rebels need to get it off the sideline. Asher has it in the corner, finds Brunk cutting, sizes up a three off the rim. Another offensive rebound for Looney, his second. Aiden doubled out to Donahue. He finds Asher. Daniel wheeling, fading, and shooting. Too strong, rolled off the rim. Rebound fought for. Looney tips it to Asher, and he puts it in. Well, the activity of Looney kept that alive, and Asher finished.
Yep. But I really want to see Asher try and take someone on in the post because he's contented for a couple of jumpers, which with as much height as he has, I want him playing tough in the post.
Fulmore on the far sideline. Lobs down to Linton, his first touch. Fading from the baseline, his jumper is long and rebounded by Donahue. Anthony on the run. Finds Brunk. Johnny holds up at the arc, back to Donahue. He's all alone for three. Bang! He got it. Boy, they gave Donahue time to measure it.
Yeah, a lot of time, and he's not a player that you can give any time to measure.
His 11th three. He took 12 last Saturday night, was 3 out of 12. Tandy's runner in the paint is short. Looney taps the rebound, but Linton's first to it. Now he's tripled and throws it over the head of Wall and out of bounds. Looney's activity level has been good at both ends on the backboards.
And every team needs a player like that, someone who doesn't necessarily need to score a bunch to help his team, someone that just is active and disruptive all over the court.
Three-quarter trap by the Crusaders. Denny's in the forecourt. Skip over the top. Another open three for Donahue. Bang! He got it. Well, that's like in a practice gym. That much time to measure it. 2 straight threes for Donahue. And the lead is 10-8. Linton double dribbled. 10-2 the score. Rebels up 8. 4:34 to go first quarter.
Donahue's getting warm-up shot looks.
Yeah, you cannot give him that much time to measure, but credit the Rebels for finding the open shots.
Now Scecina retreats away from the three-quarter pressure. They come and bring the trap as soon as Brunk brings it in the forecourt. Asher to Looney. He fakes, shoots, blocked by Linton, and a foul. Where Donahue was out the arc calling for it again.
He was.
But it's hard to fault Looney for passing up an 8-footer.
Yep. I liked both plays there.
That foul's on Linton, his first, team's second. Looney shoots 2. First one on the way, short. 8 and 86%er, 6 out of 7. Matthew Funk is in, 6 foot, a senior. He was an all-city tight end and an all-state defensive lineman on that Scecina football team that went to the regional final this past year. Second one for Looney is up and in. First point for Aiden. 4 of the 5 Rebel starters have scored, and the lead is 9, 11-2. Here comes Fulmore ahead of steam, cut off at the arc by Brunk. On the far sideline is White. Ball reversed to Wall, out between the circles, played loosely by Asher. Funk posting on Looney. Aiden holds his ground, Funk fades and shoots off the window and in.
Good take from Funk there.
That stops a 9-0. Roncalli run. Brunk, the pull up the other way is long. Rebound is tapped and collected by Fulmore. He's on the push. In the corner, White gives back to Tandy, who was cut off and unloaded back out front to Fulmore. Picked up by Brunk. Halfway through the first quarter, Donahue ran White off the line and he traveled. White could not shoot at 5'7" over the 6'2 Donahue.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Nope.
You could try, of course.
Brunk walks into the forecourt. Scecina will not spring the trap. This time down. Funk plays Brunk out front. Looney flashes to the high post, floats it over to Brunk right side. Johnny looking at it. Finds Asher at the foul line, right back to Johnny. 2 subs come to the table for the Crusaders. Brunk attacks, finds Donahue in the corner for 3. That one's long, and Fulmore takes the rebound away from Brunk. Rebels hustling back. Fulmore to the basket, put it up, put it in, and a foul. Called on Denny. So Fulmore has 4 of the Scecina 6. Denny's foul, his second, team's second. Armand Hillman is in. 6 foot, a sophomore, and Jaden Barnes, a 5'11 junior.
Fulmore, every time he has handled the ball, looks like he's going to try and drive it in and put some sort of shot off the glass. So Roncalli got kind of caught that they didn't get back in defense fast enough.
Free throw is missed and run down the corner by Denny. Fulmore tried to pick his pocket from the back, but couldn't corral it off the end line. So Denny and his 2 fouls have a seat. Nick Spearing is on. Brunk into the forecourt. Here comes the trap in the corner to Donahue. Skip to Asher. Daniel lost the handle, but it rolls to Looney out at the arc. Out front, Spearing finds Brunk in the left corner. Johnny drives on Funk, and he's fouled on the pass out to the wing. That foul is on Barnes.
Scecina is running out of new defenses to employ. They've done everything: full court trap, full court man, half court trap, half court man.
Donahue run off the 3-point line, finds Looney out front. Spearing wants it. He's open for 3. In and out. Donahue collects the rebound. He put it up too strong, and it's rebounded out of there by Tandy.
2 really good looks.
Fulmore on the run, gives to Tandy. Looney cut him off. Tandy jumps into Asher, throws up a wild shot that Daniel contests and rebounds. 2.5 to go in the quarter. Brunk throws it away. Barnes to Tandy. Now Funk on the run, throws it right to Donahue. Donahue waits for things to clear out and walks it into the forecourt with the Rebels up 11-6. 2:15 left in the first quarter. Brunk looks for a cutter. Drives on Tandy at the foul line, gives to Donahue on the handoff. Spearing with it left side. Brunk out front, holds it above his head. Down to Asher, feeling his way. Jump hook off the window, in and out. That's 3 shots that have rattled out for the Rebels. Hillman runs over Asher and a blocking foul is called. That foul is on Asher. They call that foul on the floor. So not a shooting situation.
Asher's foul, his first, team third.
I like the thought, though. Try and take the charge. Someone who's coming down the lane uncontrollably.
Absolutely.
But, I don't know. I guess he just didn't get his feet set in time.
Linton's back in deep, shots blocked. Oh my, what a block by Looney as Tandy got to the rim and Looney turned him away. Looney has 4 of the Rebels' 5 blocks this season. 11-6 the score, inside 100 seconds to go, first quarter. Spearing's doubled, finds Asher on the cut. Now Looney in the corner, back out front to Spearing. Nick in the corner to Donahue. Brunk takes the dribble to the far sideline. Asher wants it in the post. Fighting down there, instead they skip it over the top to Donahue. He tries a 3, bang! He got it again. Third 3 of the quarter for Donahue. He has a team-high 9, and the lead is 8, 14-6.
Well, I mean, they're getting looks from both three-pointers and inside the paint. So, I mean, Roncalli is having an amazing run on offense right now.
Linton, back out to Barnes. Barnes gets it back against Spearing. Hillman pops out. Hillman had 2 touchdowns against the Rebels in the football game against Roncalli. Down the lane, Fulmore. Kicks to Barnes. He travels as Spearing ran him off the arc. Scecina took 31 threes in that game with Speedway last night. They made just 5. And the Rebels have done a nice job of running them off the three-point line so far tonight. I think they forced at least 2 travels.
Yeah, well, they forced 6 turnovers by my unofficial count. But I like the idea because you have Daniel Asher down low, so you'd rather them try and take it in on him instead of shooting up threes.
Asher's wild jump hook is no good. He puts it back up a second time, no. Here comes Scecina the other way. And Tandy is bumped in route by Brunk with 13 9/10 left here in the first quarter, and the Rebels up 14-6. Johnny's foul, his first, team 4th. Brandon Berger coming in for the first time tonight. 6'5", the senior. And White is back in for Scecina. 14-6 the score. Fulmore, baseline right. Takes a look, in the corner to White, got open for 3, and he missed it too strong, but he got his own rebound, bumped into a teammate, throws up a wild runner off the back of the rim that Berger cannot corral. Now he finally collects it. The Rebels have time. If Berger can unload it, he can't get rid of it, and the buzzer sounds with the Rebels up 14-6 at the end of 1 quarter of play. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second pause and come back. Quarter number 2 right around the bend after this on CBS Sports 1430.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day,
Rebel Media Network.
Roncalli Rebels basketball, presented by Marian University.
CBS Sports 1430.
Back out to Rob Brown.
Roncalli led by as much as 9 in that first quarter. Rebels take an 8-point lead, 14-6. Into period number 2, Rob Brown and Nick Michael with you at the Woodshed tonight. Anthony Donahue with 3 triples in that first quarter, leads all scorers. He has 9 for the Rebels. J.R. Fulmore has 4 for Scecina, but pretty solid quarter, I think, on both ends, Nick, for the Rebels, defensively especially. Yeah. And I think Michael Wantz would have liked for a couple more of those really good looks that they had rim out to go down.
Yeah, talk about the rim outs on offense, but on defense, they've really played some amazing half-court defense. The only part that they have had any problems with is in transition, which is what Coach Wantz brought up before the game. So if they can cut off some of those transition looks, and I think they'll be playing even better defense than what they were.
Scecina with the ball to start the second quarter. Hillman, White, Fulmore, Linton, and Tandy, the 5 on the floor for the Crusaders, same 5 that ended the quarter. Spearing, Berger, Donahue, Looney, and Chuck McGinty is in for the first time for the Rebels. White bounces high side to Linton. Drives on Berger, cut off. In the corner to Hillman, he wasn't ready for it. Gives it back to White. Fulmore on the far sideline, drives on Spearing, in the lane, put it up, no good. Good defense by Nick, but a rebound in deep by Tandy, puts it up and in, and a foul.
And there's your second chance points that we always talk about.
That's McGinsey's first, team fifth. Barnes returns for the Crusaders. Tandy, the left-hander, shoots one free throw. He was 6 out of 10 from the line last night. Very long 6'3", rangy. Free throw up and in. Three-point play completed. It's 14-9 in favor of the Rebels. Here comes the three-quarter pressure. Spearing takes it into the forecourt against Tandy. Picked up his dribble, gives to Looney. Aiden steps through a double team, takes it to the basket, fouled on the way up, grabbed by Barnes, but they'll say that foul is on the floor, giving the Rebels an inbound situation.
He stepped right through the trap and saw an open pass to the basket. Took it.
On the inbound, Donahue, quick catch on the right side. Now down to Berger in the post. He's fouled by Linton on the catch. Second on Linton, fifth on Scecina, so now both teams with 5 team fouls. Jackson Wall returns for the Crusaders. And Liam Wright is in as well. Wright, a senior. Played on the football team. Spearing baseline right under the Rebel hoop, looking to inbound. Gives to Looney in the corner. Back out front, Donahue. McGinsey in the right corner. Chuck trying to find Berger, picked up his dribble. Lobs to Brandon, catching double team. Strong arms his way up, put it up, no good. And rebounded by Tandy. Here comes Fulmore. Over to Tandy. He drives, got to the basket, and oh, wait a second. Oh my. Mike Fuqua, Brian Elliott on the wing was going to call a travel, and Mike Fuqua went ahead and gave the foul to Spearing.
Yeah, they had to decide which one came first, the foul or the travel. I would argue that the travel came first.
I would too.
But,
Brunk is in. Looney has a seat for the Rebels. White returns, as does Funk for Scecina. That's the first foul on Spearing, 6th on the Rebels. Next foul will be a bonus situation for the Crusaders. Fulmore heaves it out to Wright at the far sideline. 14-9 to score. Rebels lead by 5. Fulmore hands to Funk. Back to Fulmore on the sideline. He gives in the corner to Hillman. Driving against Brunk and a foul called. Oh my. Second foul on Johnny, but that's team 7, so Hillman shoots a 1-and-1 with the Crusaders in the bonus the rest of the way here in this first half. That's less than ideal. Avon leads Center Grove 19-9 after one quarter. Hillman 1-and-1. First one's up and in. Tandy's back in for the Crusaders. Hillman's a guy that you'll hear about going forward. He's only a sophomore. But the Scecina folks say that he is a Division I football prospect, already getting interest from the likes of Michigan and Minnesota.
Well, when you're a sophomore and already getting that sort of interest, and you know that you have some potential on your side there.
Hits them both. It's 14-11. Scecina scored the first 5 points. Donahue travels, trying to get out of the double team. Here comes Marquise Edwards. First time we've seen him tonight, 6-footed junior. Crusaders have scored the first 5 points of the period and have cut a, oh, wait a second here. Hillman shoveled it in. And Jeff Green will give him a do-over.
It shouldn't be.
Shouldn't have.
No.
Tandy. White at the right point. Hillman driving on Donahue, gives to White. Spearing closed out. Snuffed out the three-point shot. Funk drives, fades, off the window, too strong. Rebound goes off the hand of Berger. Funk puts it up, no, and Berger finally clears. Ahead to Brunk.
Yep.
Rebels still looking for their first points here in the second quarter. Spearing in the right corner. Finds Brunk in the block. Back cutting is McGinsey on a nice find, and Chuck lays it in.
When you play the trap, you run that risk of having a backdoor look be wide open.
Great cut by McGinsey. Great find by Brunk. Tandy, a wild shot that rolls no good, and Berger flies in to clear the rebound.
Hey.
Michael Wantz says, let's go. Rebels have numbers. McGinsey, run off the three-point line, gives to Berger. Brandon puts it up. Strong armed it, no. Put it back up, no, a second time. Grabs it again, puts it up, no, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line.
He wants his free throw stats to go up. Or his rebounding stats.
Berger staying with it. Not played basketball since his freshman season. That foul is on Funk, his first, team sixth. He's in there to be physical and rebound.
When you're 6'5", it always helps.
Free throw up, free throw in. Denny's back in playing with 2 fouls. Wall and Fulmore return for the Crusaders. Yeah, any points you get from Berger are bonus points.
Yep. But when you have such a height advantage, you want him to be underneath there and get those putbacks.
Be physical and go to it. Second one on the way. That one's in and out. Denny flies in and gets the rebound, puts it up, no. Rebels still attacking. Berger rebounds. He puts it up, no. Got it back a second time, and he put it up and in. Brandon Berger staying with it. It's a 3-point Brandon Berger possession. And the lead back to 8. He contests the shot by Tandy, and Denny collects the foul on Scecina. Rebels in the bonus, shoot a 1-and-1. Boy, Brandon Berger has really given the Rebels an energy lift.
Way to work, Brandon, way to work.
Yep. Scecina is not really doing a good job of boxing out, needless to say. Roncalli's been basically getting every rebound that there is right now. So
Alex Stroud is on, the 6'5" junior, replacing Brandon Berger, who gets a nice hand from his teammates in the crowd here. Berger's not the free throw shooter.
He's not the shooter.
No, he's not the shooter.
It's Denny at 14.
Denny's the shooter.
We got it on film.
Oh, my.
are we allowed to look at the film?
Well, it should be Denny, but they'll put Berger at the line for a 1-and-1. That's incorrect. So Stroud can't come in yet. Berger connects. Ball never lies, I guess.
No, it does not.
Yeah, that should be Jacob Denny shooting the 1-and-1.
Yeah.
But Berger connects anyway. Second one up, that one's in.
Yep.
5 points for Berger, all here in the period. And the Rebels have a double-figure lead for the first time tonight. Sparked by Brandon Berger. 7 straight points for the Rebels, 5 from Berger.
Well, he was told if you want to rest, you better make them both.
That's right.
So.
It's the only way you're coming out. Fulmore picked up his dribble. That gives it out front to Wright, who's back into the game. Tandy, played by Denny. Ball swung far sideline to Fulmore. 4:49 to go first half. Rebels lead by 10. Fulmore against Brunk. In the corner to Hillman. Wall jumps up a volleyball line 3 that's good. Oh, my. First 3 of the game for the Crusaders.
But
Wall connects.
I'm okay with that shot, though. He's going to miss more of those than he makes.
Denny turns the corner. Throws it out toward the timeline, and Brunk is undercut by Hillman at the timeline. Foul call. Johnny shoots a 1-and-1 with the Rebels in the bonus. It's a dangerous play.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous play. You go diving toward a guy's knee like that.
Yeah. Anytime you go over the top of someone, you run the risk of hurting just about anything on your body.
Donahue is back in, replacing Spearing, who gave the Rebels some good minutes. Brunk shoots a 1-and-1. Free throw up, free throw in. First point of the night for Johnny. (22-14). Roncalli leads by 8. Brunk's second free throw is good. Rebels are 5 out of 6 from the line here in the quarter. 23-14 the score. Looney heads back to the table. Stroud plays Wall down the baseline, and a blocking foul called on the Rebels. Stroud takes it. His first, team 8. So that puts Jackson Wall at the line shooting 1-and-1. Looney returns for McGinsey.
This has the potential to be a long half.
It could be, yeah. Both teams in the bonus with 4:14 left. Wall, free throw up, and it rolls off, rebounded by Stroud. Outlet to Donahue. Brunk attacking, leaves it in the corner for Denny. His pull-up from 14 is long. Brunk, weak side rebounds. Tried to whip it out to Denny. The pass is deflected and stolen by Wall. Rebels have numbers, and Donahue takes it away. Up the floor, Brunk. Johnny steps into a three. He got it, and he traveled. Take it away.
Good-looking shot, though.
That was a good-looking shot.
Number 11, White.
White returns for Scecina. 23-14. Rebels have a 9-8 advantage here in the period with 3:52 left in the half. Fillmore calling out the offense.
And Roncalli's really taken away the drive for Scecina the last few possessions.
Tandy cut off on the drive, right as you say that, by a nice help. Denny poked it loose. Tandy gets it back. Crusaders regroup out front to Fillmore. He drives on Brunk, gives to Tandy on the wing. Tandy in the lane, shovels into Funk. Stroud straight up, blocks the shot. And then he throws it away to Fillmore. Fillmore steps through a double team, shovels to Funk. He heaves up a three that's good. That's a big exchange right there.
Big swing.
Stroud had a stop, but Scecina gets a steal and a three-pointer out of it.
He got a little excited, wanted to get the outlet pass up and get some transition points, but fortunately threw it right to a Scecina guy.
Donahue jumps to Stroud. He puts it up. No, it trickles off the rim. But he drew the foul and shoots two with 3 minutes to go in the half. Fouls on Fillmore, his first. Team 9. Alex Stroud shoots two. Stroud is 2 for 5 so far this year from the line. First one up and in. Spearing's back in for Brunk.
Number 12, Spearing.
And White returns for the Crusaders. Michael Wantz trying to get McGinsey back in, and Chuck is able to return, replacing Denny. He wants to keep Denny from getting that third foul here in the final 3 minutes.
Probably smart.
Especially with this 7-point lead. Maybe different if the Rebels were down 7. Stroud shoots one more. That one rolls good.
Roncalli's done a really good job from the free throw line as well tonight, picking up almost all their points.
7 out of 8 in the quarter, 10 out of 12 in the game. Fillmore pump fakes a three on Spearing. In the lane a long time, puts up a shot, no. And Stroud taps the rebound to Spearing. Nick outlets ahead to Stroud. He waits for help, gives to Donahue. Anthony fires to McGinsey, who is waiting at the rim to lay it in. Chuck on the spot. He has a career-high 4, and the lead is 10.
Getting out in transition is always an easy way to get points if you can play it right.
Boy, the Rebels have gotten so much from their bench in this first half. You look right down the line. Stroud, Berger have contributed. Spearing, McGinsey with 4 points. In the corner. Tandy puts the three up over McGinsey. It's no good. And the Rebels fight for the rebound. Who's first to it? Looney. Aiden pivots away. Timeout, Rebels. 30-second timeout will stay here. We'll keep it here. 2:12 to go in the first half. Rebels lead on the Chick-fil-A board 27-17.
Established in 1969 through the consolidation of Chartrand High School and Kennedy Memorial High School, Roncalli today serves almost 1,200 students. The majority of students are enrolled in a college preparatory curriculum, but the school offers a comprehensive curriculum for students of all levels of ability. Roncalli High School, preparation for life.
Well, I appreciate you being with us tonight. Great crew, a part of our broadcast tonight. Stephen Ranazizzi doing things for us back at our CBS Sports 1430 studios, keeping us on track and on time. Our video crew, our coordinating director, Stefan Welsh. Our student directors and camera techs, Alec Brooking and Brian Guevara. Appreciate having them alongside tonight. 10-point lead. Rebels have never trailed. We had a brief tie at 2-2. Scecina showing three-quarter pressure. Waiting to trap Brunk as he comes into the forecourt. Johnny jams on the brakes. Now Donahue bouncing the corner to Denny, who's back on. Skip over the top to Brunk. Johnny's alone for three. Off the front of the rim, and Fillmore has the rebound. Denny almost fouled him. Now Fillmore gets it back from Hillman for three. That's good. 3 threes in the quarter for the Crusaders, allowing them to hang around. 27-20 the score. 1:45 left in the half. Rebel lead is 7. Brunk. Ooh, he had Asher in deep. Instead, he gives to Denny for a right side three. Bang! He got it. Now, Jacob Denny was 4 of 7 out there on Saturday in the lane. The shot is blocked. Tandy goes to the deck, and Donahue picks it up. Here's Looney. The Rebels have numbers. Brunk to the bucket. Put up in the left hand, and up and in. Asher with a screen out. Running a little interference, and Brunk has his first field goal, and the lead is 12. Biggest of the night for the Rebels.
Those are some very, very quick points. Nice swing and momentum.
Wall fading and shooting over Asher, no good. Michael Wan says, let's slow things down a little bit. 1 minute to go, and the Rebels enjoying their biggest lead. Both teams over the foul limit. Brunk has it at the high right. 55 seconds to go. Both teams are over the foul limit. Lob into Asher. Patient dribble, off the window and in. That's what you want to see right there.
Every single time.
Take your time, no hurry. In the corner, Tandy for 3. That's short on the front rim, and Looney has the rebound. Michael Wantz puts both hands up, says let's hold up. Donahue says I'm shooting a 3. Bang! He got it. Donahue is 4th triple of the ball game. He has 12, and the Rebel lead is 17.
Coach Wanch goes, that's okay.
That's the old no, nice shot.
Yep.
Final 10 seconds of the half.
Of course,
it's been all Rebels, 10-0 run.
If you would have missed it.
Fulmore, fadeaway 3 over Brunk is long. Rebounded by Donahue. He heaves it 3/4. Wide and short. But a great finish of the period for the Rebels. Roncalli scores a season-high 23 points in the second quarter. And as a result, the Rebels take a 37-20 lead on the Chick-fil-A scoreboard into the halftime break. Stay tuned. We'll step out when we come back.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Trailed, led by as much as 9 in the first quarter at 11-2, led 14-6 after 1. And after Scecina scored the first 5 points of the second quarter to cut the deficit to 3, Roncalli responded with 7 straight. Rebels then led by 10 at 27-17. J.R. Fulmore hit a 3 to make it 27-20. But over the final minute and a half, the Rebels scored 10 in a row to push the lead back up to 17, which is the biggest of the night. And Roncalli's 23 points in that second quarter, a season high for points in a quarter. 23-14, Roncalli's advantage in the second period. Rebels led by Anthony Donahue. He had 12 points, all coming from behind the three-point line. J.R. Fulmore has 7 for the Crusaders. But a very solid first half, Nick, for the Rebels.
Yeah, I think that other than a couple of threes given up on defense, they really would be blowing this game out of the water. They're already up 17, and Scecina hit a couple of threes, a deep 3 from the volleyball line here in the second quarter that made it even as close as it is. So I think Roncalli, if they just keep playing the fast-paced game, 3-point shooting, style that they've been playing over the course of the last 2 games, really, then they're going to walk away with this game easily.
Rebels lead by 17, 37-20. We'll take our first break here on the Beck Service Center halftime show. When we come back, Nick will run down tonight's first half totals. Rebels lead it by 17 at the break. We'll step out for 2 minutes and come right back. It's Rebel basketball on CBS Sports 1430.
Hi folks, it's Ben Stallings from Beck Service Center.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Well past the top of the hour, so we need to take care of some business. Pausing 10 seconds for this station identification, reminding you you're listening to Roncalli basketball on CBS Sports 1430.
Indy's home for hoops is CBS Sports 1430, WSNT AM Indianapolis, WZPL HD3 Greenfield, Indianapolis.
Welcome back to Roncalli Rebels basketball on the Rebel Media Network. Roncalli, the home team, is up 37-20 on Scecina Memorial. I'm here with your first half totals. Aiden Looney had 1 point from the free throw line. He was 1 and 2 in that first half. Jacob Denny had 5 points. He was a perfect 2 of 2 from the foul line. Brandon Berger had 5 points, 3 of those coming from a 3 of 4 shooting from the foul line. Anthony Donahue had 12 points, all from the 3-point arc. Daniel Asher had 4 points. Chuck McGinsey had 4 points. Alex Stroud had 2 points, both from the foul line. He was 2 of 2. And Johnny Brunk had 4 points. He was also 2 of 2. Roncalli had 5 turnovers in that first half and was 10 of 12 from the foul line, which is huge. For Scecina Memorial, J.R. Fulmore had 7 points. He was 0 for 1 from the line. Tandy had 3 points. He was 1 of 1 from the line. Hillman had 2 points, 1 of 2 from the line. Funk had 5 points. Wall had 3 points to close out scoring, and Wall was 0 of 1 from the foul line. Scecina had 7 turnovers in that first half and was 2 of 5 shooting from the free throw line. Rob and I will be back to call the second half on CBS Sports 1430.
Throughout Chick-fil-A's history, the company has been on a journey to serve not only delicious food with a warm smile, but also offer a menu customers feel great about eating. The egg white burger and a protein-packed breakfast sandwich is a lower calorie menu option made with a breakfast-sized portion of grilled chicken breast, fish, and
throughout the Midwest, the United States, and around the world. From diagnosis to recovery, their team is ready to get you back in action. Choose Ortho Indy South to be your official orthopedic provider.
37-20 the score. Roncalli leads Scecina Memorial. We get set to start the second half. Anthony Donahue has 12 points to lead all scorers. All 12 of his points coming from behind the three-point line. J.R. Fulmore has 7 to pace Scecina.
Did I count Donahue as 4 or 5 from the three-point line in that first half?
Donahue was 4 out of 5.
I will take 80% three-point shooting every day of the week.
Rebels hit 5 threes in that first half. Scecina hitting 3. All 3 of Scecina's came in the second quarter. Get to some scores when we get a chance. Avon, Center Grove leads Avon 23-22 at the half. Only score we've seen roll in so far.
But I think on defense, Roncalli wants Scecina to take those three-point shots because they're not going to keep making all those. They're really, in the second quarter, focused on taking away the drive, which is what Scecina was doing in the first quarter. So you do play that game a little bit, but I think that at the end of the day, you want them taking the three-point shots.
Rebels have the ball to start the second half. Moving left to right toward the north goal. High-low lob into Asher. The catch, the finish, and the score. Looney delivered, and Asher finished. Foul in the bucket. Great play coming out of the half. Foul goes to Linton, his third. And Asher's third field goal of the night. Chance to put the Rebels up 20 with the free throw. On the way and good. That's a great start to the second half.
Yep, exactly what you wanted. High low to Asher, up and in, and one.
Scecina's original starting 5 on the floor. Tandy, White, Linton, Wall, and Fulmore. Linton has it in the right corner against Asher. Ball swung out front to Wall. He hit a volleyball line 3. Now he pump fakes, walks down the side of the lane, missed the runner. Rebounded by Looney in traffic. Here comes Brunk on the push. Johnny through the midcourt traffic. Shovels to Donahue. Pump fakes a 3. Finds a cutting Looney. Aiden a power dribble. Snakes by, missed it. Rebounded by Linton. And Tandy got a running start and traveled. Well, what we saw in that previous Roncalli possession, Nick, is the effect of Donahue hitting 4 threes.
Yeah.
He so much as showed a pump fake, and 2 defenders ran at him.
Yeah.
Gave Looney a chance to get to the rim.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't really a coaching adjustment. It's a mental thing. You see someone hit so many three-pointers.
Another high-low lob. Asher the catch and the finish. This time Denny delivers. And the Rebels pounding it inside with 5 points from Asher to start the second half. 42-20. Fulmore cut off by Brunk. Wall gives it back to Fulmore. Fulmore can't find the space. In the corner, Tandy shows 3. Back out to White. White. Wall at the volleyball line. Gives to Tandy on the wing. Drives on Denny. Tucks it in. Throws it up. No. Rebounded by Asher. Daniel gets to Brunk. Rebels running on the run again. Johnny to the rim. And he's fouled en route. Left it for a trailing Denny, but a foul called prior. Jeff Green has the foul on, let's see who. Fulmore's foul, his second, team second. Little confusion. He put 2 fingers up and said 1, but he put the 2 up with his index finger and his pinky to think, made the scores table think it was a shooting foul. Off the lob, Looney gets it back to Donahue. Now in deep to Asher, turn and shoot. He short-armed the hook. He was in deep.
Looked like he didn't really know where he was on the court. He left that so short.
But another great opportunity. Funk is in. Rebels fell asleep on the backside, and Funk lays it in. First field goal of the quarter for the Crusaders. Rebels up 20, 42-22. Brunk is fouled, making his move at the arc. If that's Linton, that's 4, and it is. He heads right to the bench. Did not even think about it. His 4th, team's 3rd. Here comes Hillman on.
And Brunk, to start these last few possessions for Roncalli, has driven it right in, taken it right at the defense and kicked it out or done something with it, gotten fouled.
Well, and he's already drawn 3 Scecina fouls, 2 of the 3, I should say, but that gets the Rebels that closer to the bonus. Rebels in no hurry, up 20. 5:48 to go, third quarter from the woodshed. Looney in the corner to Brunk. Johnny pump fakes on White, drives into a double, gives to Asher. Looney posting on Hillman. Aiden in the catch, turning, shooting, jump hook is short, rebounded by Hillman. He's on the run down the lane, leaves it for Funk for a long 3. That's no good. And Donahue by himself takes the rebound the other way. Looks it over, dump into Asher. He puts it up, puts it in. Daniel Asher was 7 in the quarter and 11 in the ball game, and the lead is 22. Rebels have doubled them up.
And Roncalli's doing what they did against Guerin. They're just feeding it inside, letting the big men go to work, and I think that's exactly what you need to do.
Tandy drives on Denny, throws up a wild runner that's off the mark. Asher taps the rebound to himself. Tandy takes it away. Now it's loose on the deck, and Asher picks it back up. He's fouled by Funk on a hold. 14th foul on the Crusaders.
They're going to be shooting here soon.
Yeah. Second foul on Funk. 4th on Scecina. 44-22. Give Denny the credit to, he's forced Tandy in some really tough shots on the drive. Yeah. And you can tell after going 0 for 7 from the three-point line last night, Funk is not comfortable, or Tandy rather, is not comfortable shooting threes.
Yeah.
The lob to Looney in the dunk! Oh my goodness! Brunk just delivered the lob to Looney and he punched it with 2 hands. White goes the other way and lays it in, but I don't even care.
Yeah, don't
oh
care.
My goodness. Pandemonium at the woodshed.
I need to film that one.
Crowd still buzzing from Aiden Looney's 2-hand punch off the lob. My goodness.
Oh, no.
46-24. Brunk drives, throws up a runner off the window, in and out, rebounded by Tandy. Up the floor, Hillman. Puts up the runner over Looney off the window and in. Hillman with 4, his first field goal. 46-26. Brunk trying to get it in the forecourt against Hillman and does. Goes behind his back. Hand off to Denny. Jacob tucks it in, gives to Looney. Aiden down the lane. Elbow jumper is off to the right, but rebounded. Denny pokes it out of bounds. Hits it into the scorer's table. And it's Scecina ball with 3:23 to go in the quarter. I'm still just absolutely dazed off that Brunk lob to Looney and the 2-hand finish.
Well, I saw him start to throw it, and I was thinking, what is going on? And then I see Looney go up, and
I thought he was just going to catch it and lay it in. White cut off on a drive. Funk against Asher in the corner, Hillman. Our guy Steve Looney needs a fainting couch, I think, after that finish by Aiden.
He was trying to break the new rim.
Tandy throws up a wild shot that's no good, rebounded by Asher. Tandy's taking some interesting shots here in this third quarter. 20-point lead. Brunk cut off. Fires it out front to Asher. He's left alone for an 18-footer off the rim. Brunk takes the rebound away from Fulmore, gives to a cutting Asher, shovels to Looney, Aiden in deep, out to Denny. He measures a 3. It's short, and the rebound run down by Funk. Up the floor, Hillman. He drives against Looney, and a lot of contact, and Looney called for a foul. Aiden's first and the Rebels' first here in the quarter. 2:33 left in the half, in the third period rather. And the Rebels lead by 20, 46-26.
Roncalli also has gotten some great ball movement on the offensive end, allowing either open threes or nice looks inside all night.
Hillman hits the free throw. He's made 3 of their 4 free throws. Spearing and McGinsey have come on for the Rebels, replacing Denny and Looney. One more for Hillman. On the way, that one rolls out, and it's rebounded by McGinsey. 46-27, Asher down the floor, waits for help. Backing against Funk, jump hook with the right hand, off the window and in. Asher with 9 in the quarter, 13 in the game.
2 away from his career high. A new career high. Fulmore puts up a tough shot against the defensive Spearing. Rebounded by McGinzy. Chuck lost the handle. Picked up by Fulmore, up and in with a right hand. 48-29. 19-point lead. Final 2 minutes of this third quarter from the woodshed. Brunk, Spearing, McGinzy, Donahue, and Asher, the 5 for the Rebels. Asher in low. Funk put a hand in to poke it free and fouled him. Funk giving up 7 inches in that matchup. Takes the foul, his third, team 5th. Brunk inbounding baseline left under the Rebel hoop.
You'd think that Scecina would change something to keep Asher from getting all those looks.
Donahue, 3 off the catch, in and out. Rebound, though, run down by Asher. Saved it. It's deflected out to the timeline to Funk. And Jaden Barnes throws it away. He's just into the game, and he throws it wide of the mark and out of bounds off the end line. 48-29. Inside 100 seconds to go, third quarter. Brunk down the lane. Shovels to Donahue for an open 3. Bang! He got it. 6th 3 of the night for Donahue. That's a new Rebel season high. And the lead is 22. Donahue has 15 points in the game. Make that 5 threes, beg your pardon. Donahue's 5th. Fulmore cut off. Hillman drives on McGinzy, gets by him, scoops it up and in with the right hand. Hillman with 5 off the bench. Spearing got free, bounces to Asher, who lays it up and in. Boy, Daniel Asher is having a field day in this third quarter. 53-31.
I mean, do it until they stop it. I mean,
and they have not stopped it.
I haven't even really seen them make an effort to stop it. You'd think they would do something, but they have literally changed nothing to try and stop Asher.
Well, they have no size. Wall is back in for Funk for the Crusaders. Lead is 22. Fulmore, fadeaway 3 over Spearing is way short, and Nick runs down the rebound. Outlet ahead to Brunk, and now what's the call here? Wait a second. Scecina had 4 players on the floor. Mike Fuqua just blew everything to a complete halt. Tandy was out of the game. They had 4 players on the floor, and then Tandy just wandered back in.
Back onto the...
I'm not sure that's legal.
What do you mean you're not sure that's legal? That is not legal.
Michael wants to know what's going on, and I would like to know as well.
Yeah,
53-31. Scecina pressing full court. Donahue gets it into Brunk. Brunk shakes by Hillman. Into the lane. Finds Spearing. Right side for 3. Bang! He got it. First points of the night for Spearing. Tandy bounces over to Hillman with 25. Hillman tucks it in. Had it poked free. Donahue has the loose ball on the run. Bounces to Spearing. He put it up, put it in. Boy, the Rebels are running him out of the building now. 27-point lead. Donahue another steal. 10 seconds to go. They've got time. Donahue to the bucket. Put it up. No, but he's fouled by Hillman. And he shoots 2 with 6 4/10 left.
Roncalli is literally doing whatever they want on the offensive end. If they want to shoot a 3, they're going to shoot a 3. And tonight they've been making all of them. But
a lot of this is in this third quarter has been keyed by the defense.
Yeah. Donahue, in the last, I think, 3 possessions, every single time they've thrown it to the exact same guy. Donahue has been there every single time to either tip it or steal it.
Donahue shoots 2. First one's up and no good. Barnes is in for the Crusaders. Michael Watson, Jeff Green are having a very spirited conversation in front of the Rebel bench with 6 4/10 left in the third. It's been all Rebels in this third period. Another 20-point plus quarter for the Rebels, 21. Make it 22 as Donahue hits the second free throw. 6 seconds to go. Fulmore in a hurry. On the wing to White. He heaves up a 3 left side that's no good. Buzzer sounds, and that'll do it. So the Rebels gap the Crusaders with a 22-11 advantage in the third quarter. They double them up.
And as a result, the Rebels will take a 59-31 lead into the final quarter here at the Woodshed. It's up next after this 30-second pause on CBS Sports 1430.
Steve Swallows and
has 15, Anthony Donahue 16 to lead the Rebels. We don't get the official numbers, Nick, until after the ball game is over, usually the day after. We get the official stats of the rebounds, etc. I've got to think Brunk is tracking toward a career high in assists. He's been in setup mode, especially in this third quarter.
And it's just looked too easy. He'll drive past his defender, and Scecina's running that trap, which he just blows right past. And then as soon as someone comes over to cut him off, he'll dish it off to someone either down low or out on the three-point arc, and it's working every time.
59-31, 28-point lead to start this final quarter. Thomas Felmuth is in. The sophomore out there with Brunk, Spearing, Berger, and Stroud. White into the lane. His runner from the foul line's in and out, and Stroud takes the rebound away. Stroud is fouled by the 5'7" White. That's team foul 7. So we'll walk to the other end, and Stroud shoots a 1-and-1.
Foul number 11. White, his first team's 7. Into the game. Crusaders.
Hillman's back in
Hillman.
for the Crusaders. Stroud shooting a 1-and-1. Free throw up and in. Alex 3 for 3 from the line. Came in 2 out of 5.
Yep. Bringing that percentage up.
Yep, absolutely. You and I talked before the game. This is the season of low sample sizes.
Yeah.
You can swing things in the positive or the negative direction fairly quickly. Barnes gets by Stroud down the baseline. Shot blocked and a foul. Felmuth was there as well. And Felmuth takes the foul. His first, team second. Thomas makes sure he's in the scorebook tonight. Free throw is too strong from Barnes. Scecina 4 for 6 from the line. Second one's up and in. 25 seconds into the final quarter. It's 61-32 Rebels. Tandy pressuring Brunk. Johnny picked up his dribble at the timeline. Fires to Berger in the corner. Brandon in no hurry. And he threw it in the backcourt for an over and back violation.
Like you said, he had time. No need to rush at this point. So he wasn't really pressured at all. I feel like he could have waited and maybe made either a better pass or a better choice of pass.
Yeah, absolutely no hurry. Fulmore. Wall tries a volleyball line 3. That's off the mark. Stroud had the rebound poked away and stolen by Barnes. Scecina possession continues. Fulmore finds Tandy on the baseline. He twists and lays it in. Tandy has just 5 tonight, one of their top scorers. Spearing leaves for Felmuth. Thomas gives to Stroud at the foul line. Well, they had Spearing on the wing and missed it. No hurry, though. Now Spearing is all by himself. Down the baseline, gets by Fulmore. Shovels to Berger. He's tied up on the way up. But the arrow favors the Rebels.
You're all good.
As Scecina had the ball to start the final quarter.
Good look, though, there.
Absolutely. Brunk, baseline right. Wait a second here. Funk coming in. And Scott Miller was also going to send right into the game and pulled him back. So now Johnny's ready to put it in, baseline right. Takes a look, lobs to Berger on the catch. Brandon puts it up, he's fouled. And shoots 2.
Again, bonus points.
Yeah, any points you get from Berger are a bonus. Brandon has 5 tonight. He had just 2 on the season before tonight. First free throw is up and no good. Hard off the heel of the rim. That foul went to Funk, his 4th. And he checks out, replaced by Wall. Brandon is 3 for 5 from the line this evening. These are his first free throw attempts tonight, his first free throw attempts of the season. Second one on the way, good. 6 points for Berger. They'll play football at Ball State next year. Barnes is 10-footers over the rim, but the rebound ricochets out front and is grabbed by Tandy. Fulmore walks into a 3 that's good. He's the first Crusader into double figures. He has 12. 62-37. 6.5 to go. Bronk into the forecourt, bounces in low to Berger. Brandon finds a cutting, spearing. He leans in the lane and shoots and twists and scores. Nick with a career-high 7.
Sometimes we talk about how inexperienced this Roncalli team is, but looking at the way they're playing, they look like seasoned veterans out there.
They've been very crisp tonight. Barnes down the baseline. Stroud ties him up at the top of the shot, and the arrow will keep it at the Scecina end. That's the thing that we don't see, Nick, this team practicing, when nobody else is watching. With every practice, they get more and more familiar with each other. Fulmore, baseball into the backcourt, and Barnes runs it down.
And a great team isn't necessarily built on talent. Obviously, you've got to have some, but
Tandy
I think
throws up a wild hook shot that's rebounded by Felmuth.
I think that the best teams are just the teams that have 5 players that can work together.
Thomas had it taken away and laid in by Barnes. 64-39. 5.5 to go. Brunk. Michael Wantz calls time. Before Brunk can be forced into a turnover. No harm there. Full timeout. Our sponsors will like that. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break. 64-39. It's all Rebels here at the Woodshed. 5:28 to go. We're back in 30 on CBS Sports 1430.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Learn more at orthoindy.com/sportsmedicine.
Marian University presents Roncalli Rebels basketball on CBS Sports 1430, your Rebel Media Network. Back out to Rob Brown.
Rob Brown and Nick Michael back at the Woodshed. 5:28 to go here from Roncalli, and it's the Rebels up 25, led by as much as 30. 64-39 is our score. Center Grove leads Avon 39-35 after 3, and the only Circle City Conference game tonight. Rebuff Jesuit at home leads Covenant Christian 40-30 at the half. Donahue's back in the game, and he finds Brunk in the deep backcourt. Scecina's over the limit. Brunk into the forecourt, shakes on Fulmore, tried to bounce it to the wing, and Donahue was stolen away. Hillman hustling back, gives to Fulmore running the wing, he lays it in. Scecina chipping away here, down to 23. 5:10 to go. Stroud, and they head to Spearing. Nick to the bucket, put it up, rolled off the rim. Rebounded by Tandy. Fulmore to the bucket, runs over Brunk, and a foul called with 4:57 left.
Scecina, last couple of trips down the court, have gotten some great transition looks, getting some numbers out and then passing it to the open man.
Yeah, they sped the Rebels up a little bit and turned them over. Fulmore shoots 2. He has a team-high 14. He's the only Crusader in double figures. Well, wait a second. They call that foul on the floor.
Yep.
Wow. I thought for sure that was a shooting foul. Looney's back in the game. Scott Miller, boy, he's giving Brian Elliott more than a little bit of the King's English, and I can't say that I blame him. That sure looked like a shooting foul. Fulmore, baseline right. Gets it in the corner to Tandy. Tandy runs into Brunk and draws a blocking foul. That's Johnny's fourth. And the team's fourth. Fulmore, baseline left. In the corner to Hillman. Out to Barnes. No space to drive on Stroud. Fulmore gives to Wall in the corner, in and out for three. Stroud has the rebound. Unloads to Brunk. Leaking out is Looney behind the play. He put it up and he's fouled on the way up by Wall. Aiden shoots two, trying to stop this Scecina run. Wall's foul, his second, team ninth. Aiden in the act of shooting, tees it up twice with 4:38 left. First one on the way, no good. Well, the Rebels have gone cold. They've scored just 3 points in the last 3 minutes. Scecina has outscored the Rebels 10-3 over that stretch.
Well, they've had a couple turnovers in the backcourt, which obviously hasn't helped their case. So,
one more for Aiden. That one's up and in. 65-41. The lead is 24. Rebels go to a 2-3 zone. Spearing and Brunk at the top. Fulmore to Tandy. Three on the way. That's good. First one tonight for Tandy. Fifth three for Scecina. 65-44. Spearing gives to Donahue. Tapped out of bounds by Tandy. .4:14 left. Boy, you get the feeling the Rebels would like a running clock at this point, the way this game has gone in the last couple minutes. In the backcourt to Brunk. Johnny into the forecourt against Hillman. Turns the corner. Picked up his dribble. Gives it back out to Looney. Rebels will run some clock, up 21. Boy, Hillman's up way tight on Brunk. Over to Donahue. Spearing comes off a screen and comes to get at the top. Lost the handle. Has to be loose with the ball, and Fulmore takes it away. Puts it up and in. Can't be loose with the basketball. Donahue tight ropes the sideline. He's got an avenue to the goal. He puts it up, no, but a foul call with 3:40 left. Rebels have been very good tonight, but they've been a little careless with the ball here in the last couple minutes. That will be reviewed in the film session, you can guarantee.
Yep.
Wall's foul, his third, all coming here in the quarter. Team foul 10, so the Rebels in the double bonus the rest of the way. Donahue shoots two. He has a team high 16. Free throw up, no good. Rebels have missed 3 free throws here in the quarter. They had missed only 3 in the first 3 quarters combined. One more for Donahue with 3:40 left. That one's in. 66-46. The lead is 20. Tandy shows 3 out front. Fulmore. Wall heaves a long 3 right side to short, and Looney's up high to get it. Brunk dribbles away from the trap, bouncing the corner to Donahue. He tries a 3. Bang! He got it. Why not? 6th 3 of the night for Donahue. He has 20. That's a Rebel season high for 3s in a game. Donahue's 6.
But he's getting such open looks. It's unbelievable.
Tandy's 3 the other way is too strong, and Stroud has the rebound. Waits for help, looks for help. Finds Donahue at the timeline. Anthony in the corner to Looney. Aiden wisely holds it and runs clock. Over to Donahue. He wants a long 3. Bang! He got it. Why not? Anthony Donahue is 7th 3 of the ball game. Hillman drives, and he missed it too strong. Donahue rebounds. 72-46. Rebels have cracked the 70-point mark for the first time this season. Brunk has fouled the timeline. Boy, it looked like he turned it over. But a foul called. Baron Hebler's about to make his varsity debut. Fulmore's foul, his third. Team 10. Rebels in the double bonus. Brunk shoots 2.
I'm sure if this wasn't a blowout, Coach Scott Miller for Scecina would probably have a few more words for the refs. But
yeah, I think you're right. Brunk's first one is up and in and out. Felmuth is on. Donahue checks out with 7 3-pointers on the night and a career-high 23 points. Looney's out as well as McGinsey returns. Hebler waits to come in for Brunk after this second free throw, assuming Johnny knocks it down. I had Johnny unofficially with 8 assists tonight, which would be a career high. Second one is short. Brunk grabs his own rebound. He spins, he shoots. Off the window, no. Rebounded by Tandy. Here comes Fulmore. Back to Tandy. No space to shoot the 3. Hillman doesn't want it out there. White down the baseline. Shovels in low to Linton, who kicks it away to McGinsey. Spearing's trapped in the backcourt. Floats it up to McGinsey. Chuck over to Felmuth. Thomas at the arc. Now to Brunk, who's trapped in the corner. Johnny wants time. He gets time to get Hebler into the ball game. 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout will stay here.
Rooted in Southside Indianapolis, Jockers Flowers is a household name among the community and local businesses alike. Family owned and operated, Jockers.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
January 21st, 2005. We'll have to go back into the books, though. Donahue 7 tonight, may be the most threes in a game since that 9 3-point night by New. Baron Hebler is on, making his varsity debut out there with Felmuth, McGinsey. Berger's back in and Spearing. That's the 5 that will close the game. Berger backing on Linton. Jump hook too strong. Rebounded by Linton. Fulmore on the run. Holds up, finds Linton, who heaves up a 3 that's long, and rebounded by McGinsey. Chuck unloads to Hebler. Barron bounces to Felmuth. Bounce to Berger. He pump fakes, 1 dribble, fouled on the way up, shoots 2. And Linton has picked up his 5th foul. Jogs straight to the bench. Linton is done for the night. A scoreless night for Linton. Berger shoots 2 more here. He has 6 points on the evening. He had just 2 points in the first 3 games of the season. First free throw up. Rattles good. 7 for Brandon Berger. And we'll talk about it in the postgame show, Nick, but the bench tonight has been tremendous.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm trying to count how many people have scored for Roncalli. It's a fair number.
Absolutely tremendous. Second one is up and in by Berger. 74-46. 1:45 to go. Back to a 28-point lead. They cut it down, Scecina, to 19. Wall pump fakes the 3. Over to Fulmore at the right arc. Rebels are closing out the 3-point line. Wall puts up a long one that kicks no good. Rebounded by Berger. Shovels to Spearing. Back to Berger. Brandon down the lane. Finds Felmuth to the goal. It's swatted away by Fulmore, who climbed the ladder to block it. And Tandy runs into Spearing. Count the bucket and a foul. Oh, my goodness. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Count the bucket.
Spearing put his body on the line there to try and take a charge. Fortunately, didn't get the call.
Tandy scores the bucket. He has 7 in the period, 10 in the game. Foul goes to Spearing, his second. Marquise Edwards is back in, as is Barnes for Scecina. 1 free throw for Darian Tandy. 7 of his 10 points have come here in the quarter. Free throw up, free throw in. 74-49. 1:15 left. McGinsey doubled, finds Hebler. Barron whips it to Brandon Berger. Passes 100 miles an hour. Berger puts it up too strong. Hebler taps at it, and he climbed the back to do it. Commits the foul. Barron's foul, his first. Team 6, so a non-shooting situation.
His first, team 6.
Boy, that pass that Hebler threw to Berger, you will not find a ball thrown harder than in the spring in a baseball game than that pass that Hebler threw. Non-shooting situation.
I'm not sure that Berger was expecting so much mustard
No,
on that
I don't
pass.
think he was either. And Hebler's a running back. He's not a quarterback.
No.
74-49.
Although they might consider a pitcher after that one.
They might. 1:08 to go. Tandy, a long left side three that's off the front of the rim. Rebound ricochets to Hebler. He had it knocked free, but it goes right to McGinzy. Chuck's tied up, and a foul called. Mike Fuqua has a foul. Foul's on Hillman, his third. Will walk to the other end, and McGinzy shoots 2 with the Rebels in the double bonus. 58 and 3/10 left. Chuck is 0 for 1 so far from the line. Free throw up, free throw in. 5 points for Chuck tonight, career high.
Bench getting some good action here tonight.
I think we've got 4. We'll total them up before the postgame show. I think we've got 4 different players on the bench have notched new career highs tonight. One more for Chuck. On the way, too strong. Rebounded by White. 75-49. Final 55 seconds. Rebels up 26. Fulmore, no space to shoot. White threw it away, but Fulmore first to the loose ball. And he throws the pass into the third row. Oh!
No
Brian
way.
Elliott says that was deflected. I would respectfully disagree. Oh my.
Yeah.
Long three by White out front is around and out. Rebound is tapped and picked up off the deck by Barnes, and he's fouled with 37 seconds left. That foul's on Berger, his first. Team 7. Barnes was in the act of shooting. 2 shots. First one up and rolls good. Yeah, at this point, you're just trying to get out of here with nobody getting hurt and everybody had their limbs intact, both ways.
Yep.
Barnes hits them both. 75-51. Barnes with 5 points all here in the quarter. Spearing, and he threw it away. Barnes stepped away in front of Hebler. Bounce to Fulmore on the wing, lays it up and in. Fulmore has 18. Hebler floats over to McGinzy. And Spearing is fouled with 14 seconds to go, and the Rebels up 22. Max White to foul, his second. Spearing shoots 2. Nick with a career high 7. Free throw up, free throw in and out. Rebels have missed some free throws in this final quarter. 7 to be exact, after missing just 3 in the first 3 quarters combined. Spearing hits the second. 76-53, final 15 seconds. A long right side 3 by Fulmore's an air ball. Barnes, though, saves it to White. Fulmore in the corner wall, down the baseline, puts it up after the horn, and that'll do it. So the Rebels rebound at home and score a season-high 76 points. Snapping a 3-game losing streak in the process. It's all Rebels tonight. Roncalli defeats Scecina Memorial by the score of 76-53. Stay tuned. We'll step out. We come back. We'll tell you all about it on tonight's Steve's, Flowers, and Gibbs postgame show upcoming after this on CBS Sports 1430.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup.
The Woodshed, Roncalli in the win column for the second time this season. Their biggest win of the season by 23 points, 76-53 over Scecina Memorial. Before we go any further, we're just at the top of the hour, so let's pause and step out quickly for this 10-second station identification, reminding you you're listening to Roncalli Basketball on CBS Sports 1430.
Baby's home for hoops is CBS Sports 1430, WXNT AM Indianapolis, WZPL HD3 Greenfield, Indianapolis.
Well, we take a look at how tonight's game unfolded. The Rebels never trailed tonight. Our only tie was at 2-2. Roncalli led 14-6 after one. Led 27-17 and then 27-20 with a minute and a half to go in the second quarter, but then opened up a 17-point lead by scoring the final 10 points of the period. Led 37-20 after two quarters, the 23-14 advantage in that second quarter. The Rebels a season-high 23 points in that second quarter. In the third quarter, the Rebels backed it up with another 20-point quarter. 22-11 was the advantage in the third. Roncalli led 58-31 after three. The lead would top out at 30. The Rebels got the first bucket of the final quarter, led 61-31. Scecina was able to turn Roncalli over and speed the game up a little bit and pulled within 19 at 65-46, but then the Rebels scored 11 points, outscored Scecina 11-7 to close out the game and win by 23, 76-53. Rebels were outscored by Scecina 22-17 in the final quarter. We're joined now by Michael Wantz here on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts postgame show. As soon as we get Coach's microphone all set up and squared away, we'll be ready to roll. Coach, appreciate you taking a few moments for us. I know we talked before the ball game defensively what you wanted to do. You mentioned from what you saw last night, you really wanted to run them off the three-point line and try and put them in a drive mode. How do you feel like your team did defensively tonight on that?
I thought we did a pretty good job. We kind of knew the spots they were going to be in. We wanted to be way off to the basketball and kind of go up what we call go up the gut on some of those screens and limit them to one shot. I thought we did a pretty good job of that.
Offensively, a season-high 76-point tonight. You had two 20-point quarters tonight after just two in the first 5 games. What did you see from your team offensively tonight that you liked?
Well, we felt like, thanks, Jason. We felt like, if we could take care of the ball and not turn it over and get a reversal, maybe one reversal and an inside touch, we felt like we could get about any shot that we wanted. And it really turned out to be that way. And then you got to make the shots. Anthony obviously was making some shots. Danny did a great job there inside when we were jamming it there. Had a great third quarter there. So just had some good balance and proud of the way the guys for the most part took care of the ball.
Yeah, in that third quarter especially, Asher had 11 points. 11 of the 22 came from Asher in that third quarter. Was that a concerted effort at halftime? We need to get the ball inside. You ran a great play out of the halftime break to get to him.
Absolutely. We had such a height advantage down there, and we're trying to get him going a little bit anyway. So yeah, it was, and the guys did a nice job. Couple sets, and then he got another thing we talked about too is we thought we could be effective on the offensive glass, and we did that as well tonight.
Coach, we talked before the game about your next matchup at Floyd Central. With the way you guys played tonight, especially on the offensive end, what are you going to take away this week going into that next game?
Well, we're just glad that we got to know. Man, can I have 5 minutes? Well, Coach Brown went down and saw them last night. They're very good. 3 of our next 4 are Floyd, Cathedral, and North Central. I'm not sure who set that schedule up, but we got to be ready. We can take some momentum with it. It's a nice long week of practice, and we got finals in there, but we'll get them in the gym. We'll start getting ready for Floyd for sure.
Coach, great effort tonight. We appreciate you taking a few moments. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's Rebel head coach Michael Wantz. We appreciate him taking a few moments for us here on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts postgame show, I should say. We're going to take our first and only break here in the postgame show. 60 seconds we will break. We come back. Nick will run down your postgame totals. We'll hand out our player of the game. We'll look ahead to next week. All of that coming up after this final break on CBS Sports 1430.
When it comes to your clothes.
Our mission is to establish and maintain the highest level of
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Check out our wide selection of flower arrangements against your expectations.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Milto Cleaners, we're pickup artists when it comes to your clothes.
Nick Michael back for the final time on the Steve's Flowers and Gifts post-game show. Rebels defeat Scecina tonight.
What time do you have to be back to heaven?
Go ahead and take a look at tonight's final numbers. Nick has those.
For tonight's final numbers, we'll start with Roncalli. Aiden Looney had 4 points. He was 2 of 4 from the foul line. Nick Sperring had 8 points. He was 1 of 2 from the line. Denny had 5 points, all in the first half, and he was 2 of 2 from the line. Berger had 8 points. 6 of those came from a 6 of 8 performance from the foul line. Anthony Donahue led scores tonight with 23 points. He was 2 of 4 from the line. Daniel Asher had 15 points. He was a perfect 1 of 1 from the line. McKenzie had 5 points, 1 of 2 from the line. Stroud had 4 points, all 4 coming from a 4-4 effort from the line. And Johnny Brunk closed out scoring for Roncalli with 4 points, 2 of 4 from the line. Roncalli tonight had 12 turnovers and was 21 of 31 from the free throw line. For Scecina Memorial, J.R. Fulmore had 18 points, 0 for 1 from the line. Tandy had 11 points, 2 of 2 from the line. Hillman had 7 points, 3 of 4 from the line. Barnes had 5 points, 3 of 4 from the line. Max White had 2 points. Funk had 7 points, and Wall had 3 points. Scecina tonight had 13 turnovers and was 8 of 12 from the free throw line.
Well, we talked about the Rebel bench, and you go right down the line. Nick Spearing had a career-high 8 points. Brandon Berger, a career-high 8 points. Chuck McGinzy, career-high 5. Alex Stroud, a career-high 4. 4 of the 6 guys who played off the bench tonight all notched career highs. Thomas Felmuth and Baron Hebler got in a little bit late in the fourth quarter, not really impacting the game too much given how little they played, but the bench was outstanding amongst those 4 guys. You could certainly, as a collective, give our Player of the Game award to the bench, but you've got to give it to Anthony Donahue, who hit a career-high 7 threes on the evening en route to 23 points.
He was lighting it up from outside. We talked in the break a little bit how when you have players like Daniel Asher who are inside, they work inside, they can draw defenses in, and then Roncalli is such a great shooting team that when they kick it out and get those open threes, they'll be sure to knock them down.
So Anthony Donahue, the sophomore, with a career-high 23 to lead the Rebels. He is tonight's Ortho Indy star of the game.
At Ortho Indy South, their mission is to provide the highest quality, comprehensive bone, joint, spine, and muscle care to patients throughout the Midwest, the United States, and around the world. From diagnosis through recovery, their team is ready to get you back in action. Choose Ortho Indy South to be your official orthopedic provider.
Well, we update the records. Rebels with the win, snapped their 3-game losing streak, improved to 2-4 on the year, 2-2 here on the home court. Scecina falls to 0-6. It's their worst start to a season in 12 years. They're 0-4 on the road. They'll next be in action at home next Saturday night against a very good Heritage Christian team. We mentioned the Rebels will return to play next Saturday morning at 11:30 on the road down Southern Indiana at Floyd Central, the number 3 ranked team in the state of Indiana in Class 4A. Rebels with the win, improved to 43-24 all time against Scecina. That's the second most wins against any opponent. 23-6 are the Rebels against Scecina here at the Woodshed. 16-12 at Scecina, and 4-6 on a neutral court. We'll have 4 broadcasts for you next week, beginning with the girls' game at Lawrence North at 7:15, the pregame show on Wednesday night. That'll be on RebelMediaNetwork.com. Our next boys' game, a rare start time of 11:15 a.m. We'll be down at Floyd Central next Saturday morning. That game can be heard on RebelMediaNetwork.com and over the air here in Central Indiana on CBS Sports 1430 a.m. But Nick, some final thoughts tonight as the Rebels are victorious here at the Woodshed.
Roncalli is really looking like a great shooting team, someone a team that you have to be worried about getting looks outside. A lot of Roncalli's their best moments this season have been when they have just let the offense flow and they've taken the shots that they have and knocked them down. And I think that really speaks to, I don't know the right words to say. They don't have a lot of experience, but they're not playing like it. They're playing like they've been working together their whole lives, been on the same team their whole lives, and it's really impressive to see, especially this early in the season.
Well, we want to thank everyone involved with tonight's production. It's an extensive crew and a great job by everyone. Tonight's broadcast has always been a production of the Rebel Media Network. The executive producer is Gary Armbruster. Our coordinating director on the video side is Stefan Welsh. Our student directors and camera techs tonight, Alec Brooking and Brian Guevara. Our network coordinator is Katie Ayers. Our studio producer tonight, keeping us on track and on time on CBS Sports 1430, is Steven Ranazizi. Appreciate his effort. Chloe Tyson also alongside tonight in our CBS Sports 1430 studios. And our technical director of the network is Darla Coop. For Nick Hughes Michael, I'm Rob Brown. Our final tonight from the Woodshed. Roncalli's Rebels are victorious over Scecina by the score of 76-53. Till we talk to you next time, on behalf of our entire Rebel Media Network crew, it's been Rob Brown saying so long, everybody.
Every day, we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back.